So this is a this is kind of like an update video because I haven't posted in a long time, and I guess it's more of a it's update. So if you don't care, then go. But if you do, then listen and hear what's been up. Again, if you GAF. So I just was away for a bit, and not like away like oh I've been gone, but like the the pandemica more specifically has been very interesting. But beforehand, um, life was just hard. Like life was hard, you know. A lot of things that I was going through, and I don't know what state I was in. I was in this very interesting state in life where you're in that space of trying to be an adult or have that space of where you're actually coming into your adulthood, but at the same time you're still young. That's kind of where I was at. I'm still, I think I'm getting more into that adult space, but I still feel like a child. You know what I mean? Because, like, it's not like they teach you how to be a grown up. They really don't. That's not what we get taught in school. But I was going through like a really, really bad and dark time in my life. And it was so bad. Like, I completely just, I pretty much cut almost everybody off that I knew. Like, and I mean in California because for those who don't know, I'm from the state of New Jersey. And I've lived in California for about 4.5 years now, or yeah, going on 5. And I had a lot of friends when I came out here, but it's like I cut a lot of people off because I was coming to this kind of realization, this certain place in my life where I'm just like, I don't want to be around these kinds of people. I don't want to be around this kind of energy. And yes, for some people that's hippy dippy shit, but I don't give a. But I was just cutting people off. I was like, I can't. I don't want to deal with this. I'm and I was very, very sensitive at that time. Very sensitive. I'm still sensitive, but I was very sensitive at that time. And I feel like I was just going through it. Like, there's a lot of things that now I'm more conscious of. Like, I was drinking very heavily. I was eating not so great. And it's crazy because at that time I was so skinny. Like, I think I was probably the skinniest I've been as an adult. Because, again, I've pretty much kind of been the same size for a while. But I was drinking very heavily because I was so sad. And I'm not going to use the D word because some people really have that, they're diagnosed with it and it's clinical. But I was in such a really sad, like melancholy kind of place where I was just like, I didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to be around. I didn't want, like, I just was so sad. I was just so sad. And I was just like, and it's funny because, not really funny, it's actually kind of sad because I feel like my family, the same thing was going on with them. I feel like a lot of people were going through a really hard time. Like my family, like my mom, my sister, my brother, and even other people that I was meeting and interacting with that I did kind of get to know or I was kind of getting to know at the time. I feel like they were going through really tough things also. And I don't know if just 2019 was just that year. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I have this thought in my head that it was just collectively very interesting because, I mean, let's be real, pandemic happened and everything. But I was happy that it happened. And I know there's a lot of people that are like, no, I hated it, blah, blah. And then there's some people that actually were okay with it. But personally, for me, it was, I felt like it was a good time for me. Just because, you know, look, we was all getting the stimmies and everything. But also, I was like, I pretty much did not have a job, any of that. Like, I was working at that fucking restaurant, whatever. Fuck them. But I was working at that restaurant. I was working at that restaurant, and it's so crazy because at this time, all the things that I thought and that I felt, and it's like everything got affirmed to me. Like everything got reaffirmed to me, and I was just like, okay, you weren't crazy. You weren't. You felt how you felt for a reason. And of course, some people believe that your thoughts do create your reality. And I do think that in some degree, but I do also think that the evidence is there. You know, the evidence is there in the way that people may treat you or the things that you see. And sometimes, like, you're made to feel like you're crazy for what you're going through. But anyway, that whole thing, I cut people off. I didn't want to talk to anybody, whatever. I just was like, I don't want to do this. I didn't talk to anybody. And all the people I was making music with, all the people that I was, making friends with, all of these people, I was like, some people I was kind of keeping track with, but then for the most part, I just cut it off because I was coming to this realization of how, like, I feel like the kind of music that I want to make, I feel like I will have to do a lot of soul searching to be able to make it and to like and not like make it big, but like make this kind of music that I want and that I want to relate to people. And I feel like it's the same stuff, and I feel like I was talking about the same stuff and things that I care about. Yes, like love and things of just of a spiritual nature. I feel like a lot of people say the same stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I want to talk about different things. Like I want to say the same things, but in a different way. And I'm just like, okay, but not exactly the same thing. But then I was also coming to a lot of like, you know, a lot of discovery, especially of heritage and me being a Black American woman, and I was going through a lot. Like I was learning so much, and I met someone, someone that I was with and I was dating or whatever, and it was interesting. That was, I'm gonna say, I say they were going through their own thing too because it spilled over into our relationship. And also it was like I was at this point where I felt like I'm just at this higher spiritual plane, and I'm just, like, and it was like being with them made me realize a lot more about myself. Like that for one, realizing that I really need to not figure that I really am one of those people that when I want what I want, I will do what I can do to get it. and and that can be good. That's a good thing, but also it could be not so good when it comes to the matters of relationships in the heart. You know, like you want what you want, but sometimes people can't give you what you want or what you want. Sometimes people just don't have that. That emotional need. People don't like that emotional thing that you need. They can't give it to you. It's not because they don't want to, they can't. And I was figuring a lot of that out. It was just a lot. I figured out that communication is very important. And I mean, like clarity, not just talking. Like, you need to be clear. You need to make sure the lines are clear on what the relationship is and where it's going, and what you both need to be on the same page. But that was another big turning point for me too. That relationship was very interesting. It changed my whole perspective. Like, honestly, I feel like it's changed me a lot. Yeah, it changed me a lot. And I don't know. I don't even want to get too far into that, but just the past year and a half has been crazy. And it's just so ironic because I really this is not by accident. This is not by accident. I don't believe that. I really believe that, like, 2019 was some crazy shit. 2018 was some other stuff. I really feel like I really do feel like a lot of us, like, frequency wise, I feel like a lot of us were going through the same shit. Like, even the fact that the world had to experience this disease just in order for us to slow the hell down and to figure our shit out and whatever it is. And I know for some people they couldn't in the way that they would have wanted to, but like some people really needed it and they really got it because they weren't slowing down. It was hustle, 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 hustle. And I was one of those people. I was. I had to figure out what I wanted for myself. I really did. Because, like, man, even when I moved to California, it was like, okay, I was here. I'm here. I came through whatever. Young, dumb, naive, all that shit. Like, still with my mindset. I was still still very Jersey, very much like how I was in New Jersey. I was like that when I got here, like not giving a fuck, not caring, just not. I didn't care. I didn't care. I just was like, I'm like, I want to do shit. I wasn't thinking of the future in that way. Like I swear, I just didn't care. And I didn't think about it like that, but I did not care. I only cared about myself. And I mean, like, I still care about myself. You know, I think everybody is. I'm going to shut up about everybody and talk about myself in this regard. But, like, I just didn't care. I really didn't. Like, I cared, but I didn't really care. And I put myself in a lot of situations because it was like I was putting myself through unnecessary pain just because I thought I knew everything. Like, you don't, I don't know everything. And I keep coming to that realization every day, more and more. I don't know everything. Like, honestly, I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. And this, I can say, is true. Nobody, and you'll never know everything. Because, again, knowledge is infinite. It goes on and on. There's always something new to learn. It's crazy to think about. But it's crazy. But the thing was, too, going back to the whole music thing and not making music, I lost that passion. Like, I didn't want to do it anymore. I just was like, I don't want to do it. But it's like, I still wanted to make music. I just didn't have the urge to write anything. I didn't have the urge to produce anything. I didn't have the urge to do anything. And then, like, there'd be little bouts, little spurts here and there of inspiration that I'd have. But for the most part, I didn't want to, like, get up and make something. I didn't. And it's crazy because I was just with people, like, I felt like I also didn't really have direction. and I was just going along with what everybody else around me was doing. Like, I didn't have the direction of what I wanted for myself and what I wanted to make and what I wanted to do. So I'm going along with everybody's ideas. Even for my video vibe salon, I didn't want the video to look like how it looked. I didn't. There's so many ideas that I have, and I think so much that I'll do nothing with the ideas. There's so many songs that I have had, that I do have still, that I want to be perfect, that I have not put out. And they're actually pretty decent songs. Like, they're not perfect, but they're decent enough to where, okay, this could, and I feel like I fucked that up. Like, I fucked up the momentum. Like, I was in a good space and I wasn't. And now I'm afraid. Now I live in this space of fear, and I don't remember ever being this afraid or anxious in my life. Like, I've always had anxiety. I know that. Again, I'm not clinically diagnosed, but like, I think anybody that grew up in the hood, any black person that grew up in the hood, any person that grew up in that way has some form of anxiety, and it's not just living in an unstable environment can give you that. So I again, it's not clinical. I ain't never been like diagnosed with this, so I can't say that. But I've definitely been nervous a lot of my life, but I've been more nervous lately, just thinking so much about the future, thinking so much about what's gonna happen, who am I supposed to be, should I give up on this dream, whatever. I mean, I do have good things that have happened. Like, I remember when I first got out here, I was trying to get my CDL. I actually finally got it, so that's what's up. Took me, the irony of it, took me like 7 tries to actually get it, like 7 times of taking the test. And it's funny because I got it on the 7th day of June. And I had to drive all the way to Ventura from Santa Ana, California. It's just so funny. It's like all the way from the OC up north. It's not even that far up north. It's like an hour and a half, but that's a long ass drive. And it's funny because I looked at my odometer and I took the test again before that, failed it, took it again, timed out before then. And this is from this 3rd driving school. So it's 3 times. I took it this last 3 times because initially the first time I took my test, my driving portion 4 times, but I never got to drive. And in Ventura, you actually get to drive before you get to your skills. And you have to drive to this place to get to the skills. And I did that. And I did the damn thing. But this was, again, I took it 4 times previously. And then on my 3rd try, because I would have been able to go a 4th time because I timed out again. And it's funny because they kept telling me, oh, you don't have to do the whole truck, since, La Pandemica, the Panoramia. And they told me that I still ended up having to do the whole truck, saying every part. And I'm just like, I'm glad I know the parts. I'm glad because I already knew, but I was like, I need to know. I need to do this again. But when I took it the last time, because this was the first time, I timed out. Second time, failed that joint because of damn parallel park. And it's funny because I finally got Alley Doc down. And it's so ironic because Alley Doc was the worst one for me. And now I think Alley Doc is so easy. I love Alley Doc. That's like my shit. Yeah, I love Alley Doc now. But that damn parallel motherfucking park. Okay? But then I took it this last time. And everything that could have gone wrong went wrong that morning. Gosh, so many things. So many things. I ain't gonna put it all out there. But all I know is that I finally got my CDL. I've been trying to get that shit for years now, and I finally got it, and I'm just like, okay, that took a weight off my chest, because now I'm like, okay, I can finally make make the dreams and goals that I have actually happen, and I know it's not gonna happen right away, because I'm getting old, you know, I'm getting old. I'm gonna be 30 soon, and they always tell you, like, it's so fucked up. We're socialized to believe that once you turn 30, and I'm not 30 yet, but once you turn 30 or once you're in your 30s, that's like life is over. You can't do the things that are you pursuing your dreams and your goals and aspirations. Like, you can't do that anymore. It's like, I still don't believe that. I don't. I really, not in our modern society. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe it either, though, because I feel like sometimes I still get stuck in that. I still get stuck in it. But I want to make music again. I want to write poems again. I want to make music videos again. I want to edit songs and edit videos and edit photos, and I want to do that stuff again. Like, I don't want to feel like I can't. I don't want to feel like I can't because I don't want to be around or whatever. Like, I need to, I want to branch out, and I want to make more friends, and like genuine friends and genuine connections, and like not be so sensitive to other people, and like actually be able to just take people for who they are and what they are, and not take everything so serious, because I take everything very, not everything, but I take a lot of things very seriously. And I feel like that's been my downfall. I feel like I've had a lot of self-sabotatory things. I don't know if self-sabotatory goes in this one. I have engaged in a lot of self-sabotatory behavior in my life, and I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm tired because I'm constantly doing that. I feel like I've done that so much. Like, I've had a lot of opportunities that could have really manifested into great things. And me having too much pride, for one, me not knowing how to just shut up, or me thinking I know everything, or me overthinking has really fucked that up. And I don't want to do that anymore. I feel like I've fucked up a lot of potentially good relationships in all facets of that word. A lot. But I don't want to make this too long because I don't know if I'm going to edit it. I'm probably just going to post it, but it's long as shit. So I'm just like, yay, Lord. And I still don't think I got to like the fucking meat and potatoes of all of it. But all I know is that, like, I was going through a lot, and man, all I'm saying is shit is crazy. Good stuff has happened. I have twin nieces now, so that's what's up. I'm actually in a relationship now, and it seems like it's going well, and I'm nervous every day about it because I'm just a nervous person sometimes. I'm not going to say all the time, but I have those anxious thoughts about, is it going to work? But we shall see, And this was long, but I'll talk to y'all whenever. If you feel like saying something, say something. If you don't, you don't. I'm kind of just letting this out to the world, because for those who do give a fuck, here it is. And if you don't, that's cool too. But, alright. Peace out.